In December 2019, 38-year-old Judith Nyakintu boarded a plane from Uganda to Saudi Arabia with the weight of her family's dreams on her shoulders. Like thousands of women before her, she was a domestic worker, seeking the kind of wages that could transform a life back home. For the first few months, her voice was a constant presence in her brother Robert's ear, reaching across the miles via WhatsApp to reassure her family that she was safe in Jeddah, working for her new boss, Mr. Saad Dhafar. Then, the silence fell. By March 2020, Judith's phone went dark. Messages went unread. Calls went straight to voicemail. When Robert finally managed to corner her employer over the phone, the story he received was a nightmare. Judith had been in a catastrophic car accident. She was in critical condition, the employer claimed, but he refused to send a single photograph of her in the hospital. When the family pressed for proof, Mr. Dhafar simply blocked them, severing their last link to Judith. Desperate, the family turned to the Nile Treasure Gate Company, the agency in Kampala that had arranged her travel. The agency played a calming role, confirming the accident but insisting that the Ugandan embassy was monitoring her care. They blamed the global COVID-19 pandemic for her inability to return home. For 2 agonizing years, Judith remained a ghost, trapped in a foreign hospital while her family feared the worst.
In October 2021, the phone finally rang. Judith was coming home. But the woman who arrived at the airport was a shadow of the sister Robert remembered. One side of her body was frozen in paralysis. She could no longer walk or speak clearly, the victim of a massive stroke. Most suspiciously, the recruitment agency intercepted her first, rushing her to their own doctors for a medical checkup before handing her over to her family. They handed the relatives a report that felt like a triumph of medicine. It stated that despite her disability, all of Judith's internal organs were perfectly intact. The lie began to unravel the moment Judith was home. While helping her bathe, her family discovered a long, jagged surgical scar running across her abdomen. When Judith managed to find the strength to speak, she told a story that chilled them to the bone. She remembered her employer taking her to the hospital, not for surgery, but for a COVID-19 vaccination. She recalled losing consciousness and waking up with a wound she couldn't explain. The family took her for a private scan at Mulago National Referral Hospital. The truth was stark and undeniable. Judith's right kidney was gone. It had been stolen, likely while she lay unconscious, under the guise of a routine medical procedure. The fallout was explosive. In Uganda, 4 directors of the recruitment agency were arrested, accused of trafficking and a high-level conspiracy to cover up the organ theft. Meanwhile, a Saudi Arabian court eventually ordered Mr. Dhafar to pay Judith roughly $70,000 in compensation.